have land, you have cars, as long as you're not owing on it, that will be your security or collateral that I will hold in order to do business with you. They break open your house one time, they rape your mother, they rape your father, they rape your brother, they rape your sister, they rape your auntie, they rape your auntie, they rob you of all your jewels, they take your car if you have a license firearm, they take your firearm, and they go on with that. And those that are supposed to vote for this bill, for the next year, you all are pleased and it's okay with that. What are they smoking? You cannot come and tell Saieed, well, hear this now. Saieed, mass mandatory, here we go. They come to an end. And then you come and tell me, here we go on side. If you go to the supermarket, the grocery, or the malls, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you go to a pharmacy, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you're traveling, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the transportation hub, you have to wear your mask. If you're going to church side, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the school side, you're wearing your mask. If you go to a barber salon, you go to the theater, you're wearing your mask. Which dum-dum in Trinidad and Tobago will go in a theater and buy a popcorn and a juice and sit down and wear a mask? Thanks! If every councillor go through their constituency, do video clips like this and send it for us, I'm gonna be so happy just to play it on our program on a Wednesday night. You know why I would be happy? I will be filled with joy in my heart. You know why? Because the councillor is getting off their butts and they are actually going and doing some live video shoots. Real Talk took the initiative to find out suppliers of wheat in the world that National Flour Mill could go to. So now Romano is saying the company is not going to raise any price in the near future. Why? Why? Is it because the S-boss and they realize now that, hey, it is in the public domain that we could go right Mexico and buy flour and wheat? We could go right China and buy wheat? I am about change. And thus far, Real Talk is very effective in Trinidad and Tobago, coming towards making changes for the citizens. Public Utility Minister Marvin Gonzalez have urged the population to appreciate and be grateful for the availability of the utilities. This, as Gonzalez recalled, time in his life when he had to fetch water using a bucket from a nearby river. Gonzalez, I want you to understand something. I want you, Mr. Gonzalez, to understand something. You are being paid thousands of dollars by public utility, by the finance ministry, to govern WASA. Come on. To govern WASA, I want you to understand that you ain't going in no office for no free code. You are being paid. Do not tell me that I, Saieed, have to be grateful for the water I get it. Let me tell you something, Gonzalez. Every 4 months, I have to pay $400 and I get water once a bloody month. So don't come on a media briefing and say, Saieed, you have to be contented. You have to be happy. Marvin, the next best thing for you to do is to resign and get the hell out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, viewers. It's a rainy day in Trinidad and Tobago. Were you flooded out in your community? So viewers, members of the public are asked, are on the CUSP of learning how much more they for electricity. As the Regulated Industries Commission, RIC, has confirmed it is at the final stage of its Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission rate review process. The Commission received objections to the proposed increase during the consultation phase. Members of the public and politicians called the hike unjust, given the state of the economy and the service received by T&Tech. However, the RIC was adamant that a rate increase is paramount if T&Tech is to be financially sustainable. Its proposed rate, which was released before the consultant phase, revealed increase for residential customers ranging from 15 to 64% and a 51 to 63% increase for commercial use. The RIC told the media that it held 15 regional consultations throughout Trinidad and Tobago and met with more than 22 special interest groups and received comments from numerous other stakeholders and private citizens on its draft determination. Meanwhile, Chairman Dawn Calendar stated that the current rate were causing T&Tech to lose as much as $10.5 million in revenue. So how is T&Tech losing $10.5 million in revenue? How come? How could the present rate cause T&Tech to lose $10.5 million? And what method did they use to come up with $10.5 million? Or is that just something they just shout in the public domain? Could Mr. Calendar and his technical team keep a press conference and invite the media and show the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago how the present rate is causing them to lose $10.5 million? So, Mrs. Calendar or Miss Calendar, could you keep a press conference and let the public know how you all is calculating this? Because I will tell you something. My electricity bill jumped from 5,000 to 7,000. And they were only having discussions on increasing. I add nothing to my building. I take away nothing to my building. The AC on same amount of hours for the last 5 years. And as soon as they started to talk about rate increase, boom shot, I got from 5 to 7. Just like that. And I edited my program. So now viewers, let me just make my formal introduction before, I go off on this thing. Friends and family, you are viewing Real Talk with Saieed Ali. We would like you to share our Facebook page presently. We are live on Facebook, Real Talk with Saieed Ali on Facebook. We are also live on YouTube. It's TT Real Talk. So now viewers, we encourage you every night to share our live stream on the social media platform. Why we encourage that is so that your friends and your family regional and international, will be able to know about the #1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago. And if they are Trinidadians living abroad, they would obviously want to keep in touch of what is going on with our country. And the best program to keep in touch with is Real Talk with Saieed, because we bring the latest news in depth. And they also hear from callers the issues that callers are facing in their community and things that are happening in Trinidad and Tobago. So share our live stream. So viewers, we are live from 7 to 8 p.m. on Synergy Network. You understand? And share our live stream. Watch us live. We run the next day from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Now we're going to a Real Talk Group of Company. Real Talk Group of Company is a very large company in Trinidad and Tobago. We do business local, regional, and international. We have executive rental, we have equipment rental, we have real estate, we have security and intelligence. We have Real Talk with Saieed Ali on Synergy Television. We have Real Talk Credit Union Information. We have Real Talk Finance and Investment. Also, I'm a licensed money lender. Right now, Real Talk have an offers going on 4% on fixed deposit, viewers. You can't get that nowhere. Nowhere in Trinidad and Tobago, no other financial institution is giving you 4%. Nowhere. Now, for many of you who would have me here saying about the 4% per year. Now, listen to this. It's 4% per year and you're signing a 5-year contract. A 5-year contract. So I use this term now. If you invest $100,000 for 5 years, the very first year, the very first 12 months, you're getting $4,000 interest. Now that $4,000 interest is going to multiply by the next 4 years. It's going to multiply by the next 4 years. And at the end of 5 years, you're getting $20,000. I want to make it clear. It's $20,000 you're getting on 5 years. And imagine your $100,000 just sit down there in a bank doing nothing. You might get about $3,000 for 5 years. Or $2,000 and when they don't tax you, that's where you're going on with. So when you get $20,000 at the end of 5 years now, let me tell you something, that's a big jump. No financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago is giving you that. None. Become a member of Real Talk Credit Union Information, viewers. Let me tell you something, reap the benefit now, man. Reap the benefit. Also, I'm a licensed money lender, so remember that. So now, hear this, For residential customers ranging from 15 to 64%. 15 to 64%. Which over there? Let's do a little maths for me. If you're paying $300 or $400, right? Navin, how much you just pay in light bill? You have a residential, correct? 800. 18. Your residential, big boy. All right. So here what we're going to do. We're using a residential building. What am I take? Navin. His bill is $1,800 every 2 months. Right? So $1,800 now, and let's just say we add in 64%, as they say. What is the figure? 64% on 1,800. So viewers, while we're getting that, I'm going to tell you something. We're going to take this call. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Saieed.
Go right ahead.
Three quick points. It has a lot of empty land by me, Waterloo Road in Aruka. The owner is some Susan, Bob and them. They never pay to clean that place and it had a bush higher than my wall.
Alright, here what to do. Here what to do, caller.
I have two other points.
No, we take it one at a time. Here what to do. Concerning the big grass next to your property, go to the regional corporation.
Then don't take that again. They said they're not taking that.
No.
Don't
Switch my camera.
Mr. Saieed. I went there plenty times. They said, why they don't let the owner pay for it?
Here what to do. Go to the regional corporation. Right?
I told you.
Listen. You do it your way. Now we doing it my way. Simple method. Go to the corporation. Voice your complaint and take the person's name. that told you they don't do that again. They don't, because I go tell you something. The corporation in Trinidad and Tobago, a little while back, they did a cleaning campaign, right? And correct me if I am wrong, Trinidad and Tobago, they released a bulletin that if they pass in and they see an old wrecked vehicle in front of your property, they will get a truck to come and wreck it up, and the owner will pay the transportation. And it's the same thing goes for if you have your neighbor have a property next door, open piece of land, and they're not cleaning it, the corporation will send a crew, they go clean it up, and the owner of the property will pay. Because the corporation came out with that method, television, who you went to and what they say. And when that happens, we will get in touch with the senior in the corporation, and we will get in touch with the mayor of the community, and we go deal with it. Because I will tell you something, for the last 5 years I've been saying that. I've been saying that. So what is your next issue, my dear?
My next issue is that they are saying have no shame, them little children in the pediatric, when the petroleum, they have no fan, it have no air condition, they had the poor children suffering. My third one is what they keeping up independence for. In this country, you have no independence. Why Rowley to take that money and give all them bandits and them and let it stop robbing poor people? Right.
Thank you, my dear. So, we have the figures? From 1800 to 2952. So Trinidad and Tobago, listen to this, for residential customers, there's an increase from 15% to 64%. Navin, who works with Real Talk, right, pays $1,800 a month. $1,800 for the 2 months. When you add 64%, from $1,800, it jumped to $2,962. Look at that big leap. You're paying $1,800. Look at this, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. $1,100 more in 2 months. $1,100 more. You think that right here? Where you getting an extra $1,100 more? Talk to me. So now, we're going on to commercial now. Now, the 1,900, let me say you're using 1,800 to pay your rent in a 1-bedroom apartment, right? Because they say commercial customers. So a rental building will be a commercial building, correct? Nice. Follow me, Trinidad and Tobago. So you have a commercial building now. You're paying your rent at $1,800, right? Tian Tech now wants to increase your commercial rate between 51% and 63%. So what is the rate on that? We're using the 63%. 1,800 with a 63% increase now on the 1,800. So while we're getting that, we're going to take the call. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, Said.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
Yeah, according to what that woman was saying there, I think you're wrong on that. Because the grass is higher than my house, and I have a upstairs house. And from the road, you could barely see the house. And look at what we do. What we normally do, me and the neighbors, we get together, and we light the fire every dry season. And for 20, 30 years, this has been going on like this, and the owner, they don't care. When it burns up, then it's clean. So
is the owner in Trinidad?
I think it was appropriate to say it because they don't care about it. Because they are multimillionaires and they do this, so they know the neighbor's going to clean it. And that is what me and the neighbors, we get together and we burn it down, and the whole place just burned down, and it become nice and sweet and look good. After that, right now, it is almost all as the house.
So you all went to the corporation?
Corporation, everybody talk about it. There's nothing been done.
Nobody corporation, listen, the corporation, the chairman in the corporation have the authorization to send the owner a letter to pay it or carry them to court.
Well, this ain't happened because these people are millionaires.
No, it doesn't matter if they are millionaires.
No,
you know what is the embarrassment?
I understand what you're saying, Saeed. You know it is, right? You know it is talking to you.
No, the embarrassment is when they end up in court being a multi-millionaire to spend $300 to clean your place. That is the embarrassment. And until Trinidadians don't practice.
The same thing to you came and take pictures in front by me with its drainage and thing. It's only what the councillor friend and them, they get in the box drain and thing in front of their house. Not by me. My B is just like that. The drain is just getting wider and wider and nothing has been done. Nothing. Because of what thing there. You can pass right here. You know the place. You know who it is, right?
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. We're doing it different now, you know. I don't care if it's a multi-millionaire and you have a piece of land. Clean the damn land. Clean the damn land. So viewers, it's time that we go for a break. But you know, before we go for a break, we have 3 companions of Real Talk. We have Vinud. We have, Vinud like a duck now. He's a duck man. He's not a chicken man. Vinud is a duck man. That's how Real Talk know him. Right? So Vinud like a duck. And because of Vinud like a duck now, Vinud, listen this. You hear that, Vinud? Real Talk create a duck song for you. You can't take side money and run with it. Let me tell you something, you'll be stinking up all over the place. All over the place you'll be stinking up. And Narissa is the next one. You know what I don't understand? I don't understand people borrowing money and they get vexed with me, Saeed, because I put them on TV. You can't get vexed with me for my own money. Narissa? Watch my never create a duck song for you too. You are like chicken and goat and thing. You like duck. And I don't care what you say, I don't care. For Raquel and all. Raquel is our next meat mouth. She like duck also. They like curry. So when we decide to light them up now, Navin decided, you know what? We lighten them up proper now. A proper duck song. Let me tell you something. Meet up business for all your think, Meet up business for your family think, No lawyer and judge can't come and tell me, Saeed, you can't put that up here, I will tell them, here we're going on, Your Honor. You pay the bill for them. It's that simple. It's that simple. Hey, watch when I'm not ready yet, I just enjoyed myself, I'm not ready yet. When I'm ready for all you, there's where the problem go come in. Take what I'm telling you. I do business, which camp you're walking in, Raquel? The embarrassment will be on you. I don't care if you know on a wheelchair, you might have to buy one because when they break up the wheelchair now, what will happen? Narissa, well, let me tell you something. Right now, I just enjoying highlighting all you. And it's the same thing I do with Nicholas. It's the very same thing I go do with all you. Step by step by step. God does take long to get vexed, It's not God take long before he burn down Sodom and Gomorrah. He take long to get vexed. So viewers, we're going for a commercial break. But before we go for the break, we just want to clear up this issue. The commercial building now, you're renting an apartment for $1,800. Right? Now, $1,800 a month and add on 63% on that $1,800. How much you getting? Viewers, all you think it easy? All you think it easy in Trinidad? It's not easy, Electricity Commission said they're losing $10.5 million with the old rate. All of a sudden they decide to raise it. All of a sudden they lost $10.5 million. It's sad. Imagine you paying $1,100 more. 29.64. So on your $1,800 now that you're paying in rent, your light bill from $1,800 going to $29.34. Look at that. $29.34. You know when you rent a place, your landlord say, well, you know, you had to pay the light bill. So from $1,800 on commercial, right, you're going to $2,900. I just use Navin light bill of $1,800. Look at that. So we're going for a commercial break, viewers. But when we come back, those of you who want to comment on this is not a problem, but we're going to the food price rise when we come back from this break.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday. Realtalk Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Realtalk Group of Companies building at number 14 Carney Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook.
So welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. Remember, viewers, grab the opportunity of our 4% on a fixed investment at Real Talk. You cannot go wrong, viewers. You cannot go wrong. So here it is. We go into food price. The average price of food and non-alcoholic beverages has risen by 8.6% between July 2022 and July 2023. According to the retail price index compiled by the Central Statistical Office, the July reading of the increase in price of food and non-alcoholic beverage is down sharply from the increase of a 17.3% between January 2022 and January 2023. However, in data released yesterday, the CSO also reported that the headline inflation in Trinidad and Tobago, comprising of all item index at the retail price index, was 4.6% higher than July 2023 than in July 2022. So in 23, viewers, it's 4.6% higher than July 2022. Now, in a news release, the CSO also said all item index for retail price for the month of July 2023 was 123.5%, which represented an increase of 0.6 points or 0.5% above the all index or the all item index for June 2023. So we took the opportunity to call the Supermarket Association President, Mr. Rajiv Dipti. Good night, sir.
Good night, Saeed. Good night, Trinidad and Tobago. Special welcome to all the viewers.
So, Rajiv, tell us about the retail industry. Has the price increased from 2022 to 2023, and by how much?
I've taken note of what the CSO has put out. It's a fair reflection of a period that where you saw the pandemic ending, and with a lot of the logistical issues that continue to impact after the end of that. Because yes, we had things like freight and shipping go down, and we had other concurrent issues with transportation, increased costs of energy. Remember that as an import-dependent nation, a lot of the imports come directly from North America, and some of those suppliers have kept their prices up. We have not seen prices drop. That's a very important point to note. We've actually done our own analysis at the association to do an index on a basket of goods to see where some of these price increases have been really felt. When you look at items such as cheese, butter, oil, some of the poultry products, the chicken.
Yes.
This is where we've seen some consistent price increases, not sharp price increases, but consistent price increases. You have seen some suppliers attempt to manage their costs, such as National Flour Mills, with dropping the prices. But remember that they had a price increase last year, which was a significant price increase, and the price decrease this year has yet to be measured against that. So we have a lot of factors playing out into it. We also have the cost of living in general affecting each one of the retail stores and operations. That would be fuel, that would be general cost of living, because what the CSO report also points out is that headline inflation is measuring all those things, and they've taken note of that as well.
Yes. Now, they also said, right, on the index for food and non-alcohol beverages, which stood at 145.3% in June 2023, but rose to 147.5% in July 2023. Now, it's a reflection of 1.5%. Could you tell us if there is any way that the Supermarket Association is working with the wholesalers or the manufacturing company to actually reduce that 1.5%?
Well, you know, that's an interesting point, and I go back to what I said earlier about that we're an import-dependent nation, and 95% of what you see on the shelves in the supermarkets are imported from abroad. Local suppliers, your Handonals, your Nestle, your Unilever, what they're telling us right now is that some of these prices, the price increases that you would have seen, particularly when you compare January 2022 to January 2023, the price increases are nowhere near sharp and frequent. Are they still coming? I would say with there's a lot more stability in the industry right now. Prices aren't necessarily going down, but they're holding, and that's good because it means that where suppliers can start to cut back on pricing, I think you'll see a lot of that happening, particularly coming up into periods where they expect sales to be higher, such as Christmas, etc. So I think you'll be seeing a lot of deals, specials, and promotions from stores because some of the suppliers have told us that that's coming. You're going to be seeing a lot of that as they prepare for the festive season.
Now, I just want to name some items that were increased. For instance, we have chilled or frozen beef. We have whole chicken fresh. We have fresh beef, celery, we have pumpkin, we have tomatoes, we have mixed fresh seasoning, we have grapes, we have cabbage. Now, seeing that you are the president of the association, concerning local produce, right? Was there an increase in local produce, and in what way are you all working with, let's just say, farmers in order to keep the price more or less at sustainable other than increase? Or let's just say, well, to get rid of the 1.5% then, how far in discussion are you all with the local farmers?
Well, when you talk to the Poultry Association, and there is a Poultry Association, they will tell you that the inputs for production have all skyrocketed because of the war in Ukraine. That's not necessarily gone back down when you think about the fertilizers, the pesticides, the chemicals, the inputs for production when they have to manage their cost of operation, which they say has risen. And that's probably where you see some of those items in particular being highlighted by the CSO. So it's really an issue of can those inputs be substituted? Can alternative suppliers be found? It's something that they're working on, and it's something that we have absolutely no control over. I mean, the conversations have happened, but they have not been able to find the kind of relief that they're looking for.
Now, can you give us an idea of the shipping rate per container presently from India or China coming to Trinidad?
Shipping rates from the Far East, last we looked at spot checks from the Far East, that would be somewhere between $3,000 to $4,000 for a container coming from those areas.
Now, the price have dropped drastically from almost $20,000
US.
US.
At the height of COVID, you would have had those containers coming for about as much as $15,000 to $20,000 a container.
Now, what about in China and areas concerning that specs? Do you all have any prices concerning that?
Well, the 95% of our food comes from Europe and North America. That's what I'm trying to point out.
Okay.
Things that come from China are not necessarily foodstuff. Our primary principles, according to local suppliers, all based in North America and Europe, they have not found it more feasible. Remember, there's logistics to coordinate when you consider shipping routes and transport, and also consumer preferences in terms of what they are putting out. So that's something that can bring a lot of relief for people, but not necessarily on the side of food.
All right. Now, Rajiv, I want to thank you so much for that latest update. But I just want to shift one question concerning crime. How is the crime situation presently in Trinidad and Tobago hampering the supermarket association, the supermarkets, and what method have some of the supermarkets put in place to ease maybe a robbery or burglary or something like that in their field?
Crime continues to be one of the biggest cost factors in any retail operation right now. When you think about the security, when you think about the environment that you're operating in, and the constant fear that retailers and customers are operating in, it's a dire concern. It's one way you try to really engage with community police, but the crime has become so rampant that there's a real deep concern, particularly where FULs are concerned, where patrols are being requested, and this will only continue as we head deeper into the Christmas season. Crime is something when stores are conducting vulnerability assessments on their premises right now to determine, look, if this is something that I need to improve in terms of surveillance, in terms of soft spots for entry, and just generally in terms of what they're seeing right now. I mean, we've had trends in some areas where stores are actually shutting down before dark.
Yes.
And that's because they're not necessarily concerned about the crime, but customers just aren't coming out after certain hours in some areas. So you have a lot of trends to really monitor, and this crime epidemic is not good for the country.
Rajiv, I do want to thank you so much for taking your time and explaining everything to us in details. We do want to wish you and your family the safest possible way of life in Trinidad and Tobago.
My best to you, Saeed, as always, and good night, Trinidad and Tobago.
So viewers, that was the President of the Supermarket Association in Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Rajiv Dipti. So we are going for a short commercial break, but you know I have to say good night to Vinood. Just flash him. Vinood, you owe my money? Pass and drop your money, because when I go and take your car from where the man living in the gated community, I have no idea what he will do to you. I'll let you know one time. Because very soon, I'm just giving you your time, very soon, You go feel the pinch of what he go do. Because when my bailiff came by your door, your parents begged for you. I'll let the public know. You want to run and hide? Step by step, I will let them know. Step by step. I will let them know. Up to now, the mother and father come. Up to now. Narissa, when we called you, you said you didn't have the car. No problem. It was by the garage. You lend your friend, you lend your family, you rent out your vehicle, no problem. Now I'm ready for my money or your vehicle. So wherever you living now, Narissa, I know you move out, you know, but I just want to tell the public where you living because before somebody walk in your house and take your car from you. I feel, hey. Come back to me, director. Let me tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. All you know how bailiff is operate? Bailiff is move with police. Let me tell you. Bailiff is move with police. And as long as they had legit document like what I have all signed, they will come and take what all you have in all your house and bring it to the company to sell it out. If all you don't know that, I'll let you know. They will take your car while you are there trying going for a Sunday drive. And you know in Trinidad we have some bailiff that they really do business. They do business if you fall down. They do business if you get pushed down. They don't. We live in Trinidad. Things function different. This is the reality. Raquel, you might use your meeting against me. Really? Don't even think about doing that, you know. Don't feel sidecar come up in your camp with a police and a bailiff and a police, you know. And let your bosses summon you in front of us, you know. But then again, you probably don't reach your bosses already. A bailiff is a pretty different, you know. Totally different, you know, Raquel. Totally different. But one thing I could tell her, let you answer Tobago, come back to me. One thing I could tell her, let you answer Tobago, nobody coming and knocking on Saieed door. Nobody. You know why? I side is do things different. I just do things different. So viewers, we're going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to hear what Jatam have to say in the support of the pilots for a pay increase after this.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday. Realtalk Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Realtalk Group of Companies building at number 14 Crony Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook.
So welcome back to Real Talk viewers. The joint trade union movement, JTUM, is now concerned about Labour Minister Stephen McClatchy comments to a media house that the 10% wage increase the Trinidad and Tobago Airline Pilot Association is seeking from Caribbean Airline is unrealistic. Did McClatchy got an increase in salary recently? Was that unrealistic? McClatchy, why didn't give back your increase if you got? Why didn't you give back your increase? A release from JTAM said the comment was extremely disturbing and came across as biased towards the employer or employee. It added that the Pilot Association has been seeking the Minister of Labour intervention in a negotiation over the 2015 to 2018 period between CAL and the Pilot Association between 2021 and July. JTAM said it stands in full support of the Trinidad and Tobago Airline Pilot Association and the pilots and call on the minister to immediately step in to rectify the situation. CAL's Cooperative Communication Officer, Donny Ligor, stated that negotiation continued between the union and the company. The company continued to negotiate in goodwill. So viewers, we're going to see how that turns out in the coming weeks. United National Congress political leader Kamala Prasad Bisasa has remained silent on a call by the party's former coordinator for Diego Martin West, Marsha Walker, for her to step down as the party leader. In a Facebook post, Walker stated that the party is full of young, vibrant, fresh face, which was selected by Prasad Bisasa, and it is time to allow them to take over. She added that the opposition leader had given her entire life to this country, as well serving better than any or better than many, and she sees her doing a tour by inspiring others to serve. Recently, the UNC, Glencoe, Goodwood, La Porta candidate in the 2023 local government election resigned from her internal position over what she described as a woman rights issue stemming from the party's selection for another official to fill the post of alderman for borough of Diego Martin. However, the party clarified issues surrounding the selection of an alderman for the new borough corporation. The statement issued by the UNC Pro, Kirk Migu, noted that if a member did not approve of a person on the list, the procedure will be provided reasons why. So viewers, this little bacchanal we want to get in. This little bacchanal me I want to get in. But staying on Kamala. Kamala is urging upcoming councillors to reform from posting personal family matters and other damaging content on their social media accounts. Addressing the sworn-in councillor, Mrs. Prasad Bisasa stated, if you encounter difficulties, discuss them with your colleagues or reach out to any of us. However, I strongly advise against using social media as an outlet for your frustration. She advised counselors that such posts can be used against them as they are representing their constituency and the people. Now it's obvious, Trinidad and Tobago, that when a party select a councillor, they would want to make sure that that councillor, whether it be a male or a female, that is clean, straight, never been in racketing, have a clean character, and is also an outstanding individual in the constituency. You're not going to put a racket man, you're going to put a bandit, you're going to put a smart man, but you want somebody that would represent the community. Somebody that is almost perfect. You don't want to put somebody with a reputation, because it will reflect bad on the party. I mean, that is common sense. We all know this. How sad are we? It's really, really sad, you know. So we move into a little crime here now. A little crime. Police have successfully hunted and arrested 4 men with arms and ammunition in Spring Village over a 2-day period. 2 of them are believed to be members of the resistance gang. According to reports, police officers were performing a roadblock exercise along with members of the North Central Division and the Operation Support Unit. They responded to a report of a man armed with a firearm in a blue Nissan Wing Road at Benny Lane, Deucissing Street, St. Augustine, where 2 male occupants, aged 46 of El Socorro and 51 of St. Augustine, were held. A search of the vehicle resulted in 1 revolver loaded with 2 rounds of ammunition being discovered and seized. 1 spent shell was also found in the vehicle. And on top of that, one of the suspects had a spent shell on him. They were taken to the Tinapuna police station. One of the men was held with a Glock 19 semi-automatic pistol. So hear this now. Come back to me, the director. Since we're talking about a Glock 19 semi-automatic pistol, the gun that Stuart Young donated to the police, was it a semi-automatic pistol? Was it a revolver? Was it a 9mm? What type of gun was it? And then we're going to know if it was a semi-automatic. Hello, hear that? Hello, hear that? What type of gun did Stuart Young donate to TTPS? So, can the Minister of National Security come out and make a statement? Where is the Minister of National Security? We're not hearing him. We're not seeing him. Keep in mind, Minister Young was a former Minister of National Security also. Keep that in mind. So is it because Stuart Young belongs to PNM, the PNM Minister of National Security can't come out and make a statement? Cannot come out and clear the air concerning this? So how come no other minister now make a donation to the DPS? How come Fitzy now, who is the Minister of National Security, and make a donation of a firearm to the DPS? Say something now? When I hit it, I said hard, you know. Very hard. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back from this break, baby missing since July, reunited with father after this.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtor Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday. Realtor Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Realtor Group of Companies building at number 14 Crony Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. So listen this closely. 41 days after a 14-month-old Natalie went missing, the child was reunited with her father, Dave, at their family home in Karapichaima yesterday afternoon. Little Natalie went missing on July 18th, according to reports, was last seen by a close relative. From that day, however, relatives from the father side of the family were unable, or they were unaware of the child's whereabouts. The child, can I show the child picture? Pull it down one time. Try to get me in trouble? Now listen to this, viewers. Dave, listeners carefully, carefully. This is why I decided to highlight this issue. Normally we don't really deal with these things. Right? We don't really deal with it. But the reason why I decided to highlight this, Dave claimed he made several attempts to report his daughter missing, but said officers never took an official report. Instead, according to Dave, they made calls regarding her whereabouts. This is why I decided to highlight the picture, the story. Dave went on several occasions, attempts to report his daughter missing, but said officers never took an official report. If it is that an officer child goes missing, how are they going to treat with this? How are they going to treat with it? This is why I decided to highlight this story. According to the story, the officers refused to take the report. A police official at the Child Protection Unit confirmed that they were investigating the child disappearance, but yesterday, a woman from South Trinidad admitted that the child was at her home along with a 19-year-old relative. We don't know who the relative is, but this is according to the story. The woman promised to ensure the child was reunited with her father. Around 3 p.m., the little child, along with a female relative, showed up close to the father's house where a reunion between the father and daughter took place. Now, Dave said, while his daughter was missing, it's obvious the father would be traumatized. 41 days, we're talking about a month and more. A month and more. But my thing is now, people is going missing. People is going missing. The TDPS will report them missing, and sometimes a month, 2 months, 3 months after, they will just pop up out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, they would pop up. But the thing is, according to Dave, made several attempts to report his daughter missing, but said officers never took an official report. How come? Why? Why didn't officers take a report? Why was this? Now, because of this issue, this is becoming a talk of the town presently in Trinidad and Tobago. The officers not taking report. How come? And why? Why? Now in Trinidad, presently me on television is trying to build a strong bond between TTPS and the citizens. Because that is always say on my program. Always. Yeah. When officers come to you, don't resist arrest. Don't fight back. No, don't do that. You will add charges to you as an individual. And when you go by a lawyer, the first thing lawyer will ask you, when they come for your worded, but you know officer push them away, officer can't help you. The lawyer can't help you resist arrest Friday. I always say, if they put a handcuff on you, take your handcuff and go down to the station. When you get your bail, come out and deal with it accordingly. So we are out of time for tonight, viewers, but nevertheless, we're going to touch on this tomorrow night. I'm Saieed Ali. You are viewing Real Talk with Saieed Ali. We do have a run of this program tomorrow from 11:30 to 12:30 p.m. Until we meet again, good night.